Hey guys, welcome back to We Watch Movie. I'm Mike, he's Jade. Today we're reviewing 300 Rise of the Empire.
Rise of the Spray on Abs.
Spray
it on good.
Yes, it's the sequel, prequel slash prequel sequel.
Things.
And what it is, it's part prequel, part sequel.
Cottonmouth.
Yeah, and what it is you saw in 300, Leonidas dies at the end, but he still cut the great King Xerxes. And then shit happens, Jade, take it.
Well, this movie actually, when we say prequel sequel, it really is because it sort of takes place in between 300, but after 300, and even somewhat before 300. So it all has this weird time frame thing, but it's really a sequel. It's a direct sequel to 300. So basically, what happens is Xerxes has killed Leonidas, like Mike said. And now he's poised to take on the entirety of Greece and take over Athens. Well, this guy named Themistokles, I don't know what his name is, Themistokles. he wants to unite Athens, and he's like, Leonidas died, and he's the perfect martyr for us all. Let's take on this god king and show that he can bleed.
Let's unite Greece and take them all on. But the Spartans are like, fuck you, we did enough.
Yeah, we've given our king. What more do you want? But so that's pretty much where you're gonna get in this. If you haven't seen 300 in a while and you go in to see this movie, you're not really gonna be left behind because they do a quick little recap, so they catch you up pretty quickly. They also give a little quick origin story of Xerxes and how he became what he became and who was responsible for basically the creation of Xerxes. So that's pretty neat in and of itself. But I did like the mystery of Xerxes that he had in the first one. You really didn't know. He was just this fucking. He looked like a former NBA star from the early '90s named Travis Jackson, and he went away. And now he became a god king. But anyway. So
they gave him a little bit of a backstory, but they didn't really feature him enough. He wasn't in it as much.
No, he wasn't in it at all. Like he was in it very small scenes, and then but the whole movie takes place between Themistokles and this chick. I don't know what her name is.
She's the queen of Xerxes' army, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. But she's actually the naval commander. But I guess you would be considered a queen because she's on the same par as Xerxes because she even says in one scene, "I'm responsible for what you are."
It's a power struggle.
Yeah,
but she's played by Eva Green, and she's the best part about this movie.
She was hot.
She was not only hot, she was like that trashy back alley, like after the bar closes hot. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna smack you in the face and spit in your mouth.
But she was
fuck.
Yeah, but she was actually really good too. At the same time, she was the best actress in this movie. Actress, she was the best part about this entire movie, and she's got really nice titties. Yeah,
she does have some big ones, some big hooters. But she's like that chick that if you went to Europe and you had sex with like a random European girl, and you're like, I don't know what I did that for, but that was amazing.
You fight harder than you fuck.
What? Yeah, but so the whole movie centers around those two and their struggles and how this guy Themistokles is trying to unite Athens. Like I said,
I
don't know what Themistokles. I'm just gonna call him mystical. Mystical.
Like a booger, I stick to this. Or take a whiff of this.
One stinky wakey. Yeah. So Themistokles. The guy that played him, no way. Sorry. You know what? I know, and I understand people were saying, like, this isn't 300, this isn't supposed to be 300, but you really do miss Leonidas or Gerard Butler in this movie. And you see Flashman's like, why aren't you in this movie? But he's not, and he's dead, and fuck! This guy has no commanding presence to him whatsoever. He tries so hard to be like Leonidas. He's like a pale, butt shadow of Leonidas. He's like, but it's like he's like, you're constipated. It doesn't sound like commanding at all.
It's TV acting, it really is, and I feel bad for the guy. But the dude with the eye patch from 300 originally, he was a better leader than this guy was. Yeah. This guy was just like,
you know what this guy is?
He was just poopy on screen. I could not get behind him at all, and it wasn't the script because some of the lines they said were really great. Yeah. The script wasn't bad at all in my opinion. That guy just couldn't. He just didn't have any fire. It was just like, I'm a TV actor, and you will follow me. I know, it really was. It really missed Leonidas so bad.
Well, the thing is, I think this guy would have been a great supporting actor in Leonidas' army.
Oh yeah.
As a commander in Leonidas' army, and Leonidas being the main guy, he just had no presence on screen. Like you didn't give a fuck that he was on screen.
And he looked tiny.
Yeah, he was. Well, I think that somebody went a little lax with their ab spray because he wasn't as manly as bad. The first 300 when I remember watching it, the first thing I wanted to do was drink battery acid and throw spears at shit. And after this one, I just wanted to be mean at people.
The last thing you want to do is take your chick to see this movie because it's like, however you feel about your body after you watch this movie, you're not going to feel the same way.
You look looking at it, he's like, fuck.
Yeah, but I mean, this guy looked tiny, and that was the whole thing. Like when it's supposed to be like your main leader in a movie, your main hero, and the whole time he's talking about how great Leonidas was and how great the Spartans are.
So why is he in this?
We aren't as good as them. But it's the sequel. Well, I mean, they might as well basically said that.
Well, they were all pussies. Yeah. I mean, he was like, we're just farmhands without the Spartans. It's like, well, go fucking home then, you pussies. Yeah. So I said pussies.
Pussies.
But the thing, I just don't understand, how they can cast a guy that they know that's going to have to replace Leonidas as the main guy that everybody's going to be behind. And you know, like the majority is going to be guys going to see this testosterone power, ninth. You know, you're going to cast this little wussy guy that's has no presence. Like, it just, it really, and I know I'm going to repeat myself over and over, but presence. It's just not there.
But yeah, it's like you go out to eat, it's like, Leonidas is like, I want red meat, and he's like, I'm going to have a salad, but I'm still badass. You know,
Yeah,
it's like, and that's the whole thing about it. Like, it's just, you just couldn't get behind this guy. But don't get me wrong at all about this movie. That was the number one, by far, that was the number one flaw of this movie, was that guy.
Yeah,
I feel bad for him. I mean, it really was. But Eva Green was amazing. If she was in the first movie, you would have put it up to a 10. She was fucking awesome.
I think she's always been an underrated actress. I was actually telling Mike about her. I don't know if you guys remember. I think it was called Excalibur on Showtime. It was a short-lived TV series about King Arthur and the reinvention of that. And she was Morgana in that, and it was fucking amazing. Yeah. And she was really good in it.
And there's a dirty, dirty sex scene. A dirty sex scene. It's pretty awesome. It's 3D terrific. But no,
take your favorite hooker with you. Go see that.
But really, honest to God, that's the one main problem with this movie. It sounds like we're digging on it, but we're not. It was actually a really surprisingly good movie. First off, the special effects, the director of this, dare I say, put me in a fucking casket 6 feet underground. But this guy had better effects than Zack Snyder did. Dude, the 3D, the effects in this movie were fucking amazing. And let me just say really quick, and granted, I still give the credit to Zack Snyder because he's the one who thought of this whole, like, the whole feeling of this movie, the whole action, the whole cinematography of it. But this guy took what Zack Snyder did and built upon it and made it, like, you know, to the 10th power. He made it even better. But at the same time, I will say that this guy, he had all the great action sequences and all this amazing shit, and all these critics are out here bashing this movie. They're just like, he's obsessed with blood, there's too much blood, there's too much blood. Go fuck your fucking selves. When guys go to see this movie, when we go to see the 300 sequel, we want fucking blood. We want decapitation.
I want it in my face.
We want
I want to taste the copper.
Heads flying ass in 3D. That shit was awesome. Thank you for adding that much
blood
to it. Thank you for all that shit. That was fucking amazing.
I understand where you're coming from with, like, you're giving a little bit more credit to him than Snyder. The only thing is, like, he built on Snyder's kingdom.
Snyder was the creator.
Yeah, because Snyder, but you know, technology has advanced a little bit better, and they said, hey, you know, that worked really well in the Snyders, because you know, it was a risk. They didn't know if it was going to work well with, like, slow-mo and shit. It worked. He improved on it. He did better with it. I don't really think it was. There was never a question when I saw this movie, when I saw the trailers for it, it's going to be lacking as far as the cinematography or the production setting, because it was massive, it was big. The only thing I had an issue with that whole thing is that I hated that most of it took place on the sea. I wanted more of those land battles and shit. Like when they had it in the hot gates. That was some of the best fucking scenes.
And they had the land battles in here too, and those were the best.
But they weren't as big.
They really were the best parts of the movie, though. But like you're saying, and you know the thing about this movie is that all the scenes on the water, they didn't shoot a single one of those in a water tank. That was all CGI that was added in there, and this movie just looks amazing. The 3D, go see this movie in 3D. I'll tell you 100%, go see it in 3D. They did this cool video game thing where, like, a ship would be far away, but they do this quick zoom into it, and it was just badass looking. It looked amazing.
They really did a great job. They upped it on the cinematography, and they gave you something to be, like, attached to, even if you didn't like the lady actor in it. You were like, I love the fucking sequences in this.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that this guy's a better director than Zack Snyder by any means. Zack Snyder created this whole world, this whole realm, and that makes him a better director. I'm just saying that this guy took it, and he took it a step further, and he did a great job with it. Some of the 3D scenes in this are all inspiring.
Well, the only thing
and they're amazing.
Well, the only thing, quick recap in it was really the only thing that was wrong with it, like, was the lead guy.
Yeah,
and that's it. And he took away, because the writing in this was not bad at all. I mean, there were some good lines, there were solid lines, they were like, oh, kind of lines, but the guy just couldn't deliver it with that oomph that you wanted. And that was, you know, and then I guess maybe, if I had to really think about it, I guess maybe there was some lull time in between some of the scenes that you would get kind of tired and be like, all right, let's just get to the next battle scene. But the cool thing about it was, and this is the best fucking part of the movie for me, was near the end. I'm not going to spoil it, but there's an army that decides to join the fight. Tell me who. But they decided to join. Yeah, but awesome. It is friggin' amazing. I'm like, yes, sires.
Yeah. As mad as you were at the end of 300, it's like the perfect revenge for that.
Yeah.
And you love that, though. You love the way the movie ends. So ultimately, this movie, it fucking looked amazing. It had amazing action. It had awesome gore in it. I love the gore. Eva Green was fucking amazing and hot as shit. And it's just the lead guy just dropped the fucking ball. I feel really bad saying that. I mean, because you say he tried, but he just.
That's
you can't replace Leonidas. And you know what? That's Gerard Butler's fault. I read that Gerard Butler was like, they offered him, they wrote a part for him in the script, and he was like, it's just not my thing anymore. And it reminds me of Harrison Ford's Star Wars. Like, dude, this is what got you here. Stop being a dick and embrace it.
You know what's funny about Harrison Ford? You know, he actually recommitted to Han Solo when they said everything. But actually, the thing is, now he's like saying, I don't really want to do it now. I didn't think they were serious.
Yeah, it's that kind of thing. It's like, oh, this movie made me. This movie gave me my name in Hollywood, but I'm too good for it now, and I hate that. You know what? That should have been in this movie.
We were talking about that. Like, if you were known for doing one character, like if you'd done several movies, but everybody knew you for that one character, and you were like, everywhere you went, like, oh, you played Luke Skywalker, be like, fuck yeah, I did. Do you like that? Like, it would be just like a constant, like, hell yeah, I'd be proud of it. Like, fuck yeah, I'll embrace it.
Yeah.
But all these other big actors, you know, they get mad about it, and they get on pedestals. Like, I've done things. I've done other movies.
I'm an artiste.
Yeah,
and that whole
I
thing
one time did One Night in Paris. Have you seen it?
But it's not completely his fault. I mean, at the end of the day, the director should have cast a better person for the lead role, someone with more command.
Well, he thought he could do it.
So, yeah, no, and he was when that guy came into the studio, the director said, "Hey, that's my guy. I won't even look at anybody else." So that's on him. I mean, he should have picked somebody better. But at the end of the day, this movie, it's an 8.0 for me. It's shockingly an 8.0. I expected to give this like a 5.0. This movie was entertaining as shit. It was a spectacle to watch. You don't really get bored barely at all in the movie, and Eva Green's hot as shit. I don't know how many times I can say that. So it's an 8.0 for me.
I'm going to give it an 8.0 as well. Like, I agree with you. I really thought I was going into this movie thinking it was going to be way less than that. But it was surprisingly with how they shot the cinematography of it, the production setting was still, as much as I loved it in 300, it was even a little bit better in this one. It was more like epic, I guess. But the guy had no presence. He had no screen time as far as like as an actor, lead actor that I could anchor myself to. But like I could get behind this guy. I can get what people would follow him into battle. And he was just, I guess he was a pussified version of Leonidas, as best I can say of him. Eva Green was amazing. The thing about Xerxes, I wish that Xerxes had been in it more. I mean, they gave him a little bit of an origin story. I wish now that he had been actually more of a commanding force in the sequel. But, you know, it is what it is. But an 8.0 is a solid score.
And Leonidas' wife was badass in this.
She was great. She has come so far from where she was in the first one. You know, because she's on Game of Thrones and shit now, but she's really got that edge to her now that you're like, fuck, you are the Queen of Sparta. But, you know, really boil it down like this. You see 300, the original. You drink battery acid, you throw spears at passing cars, and you yell nonsense shit. Like just, Minute Maid! Yeah. You just say shit like that. If you see this movie, you're going to drink beer, and you're going to give people the evil eye when you drive home.
You're going to get what you want.
But that's about all that. But you're not going to get, like, you're not going to get that like extra steam that you need like you got from 300.
Yeah.
But you know, you can still take, I guess you could take your woman.
You're going to get what you want out of a 300 sequel. You're definitely going to get that.
I mean, could you convince your woman to go see this with you in versus like the last one? You know you could get your woman to go see 300 because you saw the trailer. Could you get them to go see?
Yeah, because there's a woman in power and all that shit like that.
Yeah, I guess it would work.
But yeah, and so that leads us to the question of the day. What is your favorite war scene movie? Like crazy war fight scenes, gutting, blood, shit like that. For me, it'd be Gladiator. Husband to a murdered wife, father to a murdered son. And I will have my vengeance.
I am Marcus Aurelius.
And this life or the next.
I'm Gladiator. I guess one of the... I mean, as far as like really volatile, graphic, violent scenes on screen, Saving Private Ryan, D-Day.
I said Braveheart.
Braveheart would be there, but if you look at D-Day...
Yeah, no, that was a good one too.
Yeah.
That was a good one too. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I'm just saying like graphic violence.
I agree. No, I see what you're saying. I like the boat that you're on. I'm Mike. He's Jay. We'll see you guys next time when we watch the movie. Let us know below. And remember, ask any question you want. It'll be answered in a live video. Ask us what our fucking boogers taste like if you want to. Someone already asked us what our farts smell like. Ask us whatever you want to. We'll respond to it. Follow us on Facebook. We put videos up there that you can't see here. Follow us on Twitter. You can put a shit over there where you'll see everything everywhere you want to see it. Follow us everywhere.
Actually, well, I was going to say, when we keep asking these questions, though, we're going to go back through the other videos and look at the questions you did ask, so it's not going to be like we're not going to know. By the way, the reason why the background's not 300 is because we fucked up and we didn't get the background we needed, so that's why.
We watched a movie.
Yeah.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie.